My earliest musical memory, I think, is probably in church. My dad was a priest, so I had to go to church when I was a little kid. So probably my earliest memory is hymns and stuff in church, really, to be honest with you. When I was about 6, and I was living in East London, I played the triangle in the Borough Youth Orchestra because I really wanted to be in it, but I couldn't play anything, so I got myself roped in on the triangle. So my first probably proper instrument after dabblings on the recorder was the trumpet, and I really enjoyed it. But after about a year of lessons and stuff, the teacher said that he thought I might benefit from an instrument with a bigger mouthpiece, because I couldn't seem to get the high notes, and I didn't really fancy that. I didn't really want to play a trombone or tuba. So a few friends of mine were setting up a band, and they needed someone to play the bass guitar. I'd never played the bass guitar, but I quite fancied it. So as soon as I started playing it and I got my own bass guitar, I never looked back, and that was the instrument for me. The first proper rock type concert I ever attended, I went to obviously school concerts and all the usual stuff, but I was on a school football trip or soccer trip to America and Canada, and I was a big fan of Motorhead, and I noticed that they were playing about 10 miles away from where I was staying, and I was staying with a family. So I told the parents of the people I was staying with that I was always allowed to go to Motorhead concerts when I was at home, which wasn't true at all. And because they wanted to make me feel welcome, they took me and their 2 sons along to see Motorhead, who were also playing with Metallica on that night, a place in Buffalo in New York State. So that was my first proper concert. First record I ever bought with my own money, there was a few that I had for birthday presents and things, but the first record I ever bought with my own money that I'd saved up was Iron Fist by Motorhead, the last recording of the Filthy, Lemmy and Fast Eddie lineup. Music has played a massive role in my life. I think, apart from the fact it's what I do for a job, what I do for my passion, it's one of those things, people always talk about like the soundtrack to your life and all this sort of thing, and I think if there wasn't any music, it would be a very sad place. I always like to listen to, from listening to a piece of music, whatever it is, that I feel better after I've listened to it than I did before, and there's not many things that you can actually say do that, so it's a massive part of my life. Obviously heavy rock is my favourite type of music, but I listen to a lot of stuff, and I think really you get almost like 2 categories, music you like and music you don't like, and there's a lot of guilty pleasures in the music I like, so all sorts really, but heavy rock is my sort of go-to genre. Well, my favourite musical artist is Motorhead, which probably comes as no surprise after hearing my other answers to the questions. But I do also like the Stones, Rolling Stones, Queen, AC/DC, a lot of the sort of classic rock bands. But as I was saying earlier, I will listen to all sorts of stuff. But if I really need to let my hair down, cheer myself up, just put something on, get me going, it will always be Motorhead. My favourite song, a Motorhead song, is Killed by Death, which is one of the first ones that Wurzel did when he joined the band. I also like all sorts of things really, but that one probably is a bit of a standout one for me overall. It's a funny story because I wanted they had a shaped picture disc of that, and I told my gran that I'd like that for Christmas, So she wrote it all down, and then when she went into the shop to buy it, she decided she couldn't actually go and ask for a record called Killed by Death. So she handed the piece of paper over to the shop assistant, the store assistant, and said, my grandson would like this, please. She couldn't bring herself to say it. Do I have a song that I would like played at my funeral? I'd rather not have a funeral, as I'm not planning on dying anytime soon. It would probably have to be Killed by Death, because that seems quite apt from, and I've already mentioned it's one of my favourite songs of all time. But we'll see, I'll let you know the day before I die.